So, I want to talk about bottom surgery, and I guess the big question that comes up in this community of when people are considering bottom surgery, which one do you get, phalloplasty or metoidioplasty? And I've been thinking a lot about it lately because I've had a lot of bottom dysphoria lately, and so I guess it helps make that a little better to look into all of these options and feel like I have some sort of a plan and there's, things are going to change, even though I know that I won't be able to afford it for a very long time. So, when I first started transitioning, I was hoping that I wouldn't need to get bottom surgery, but I think I always kind of knew that I would. I know a lot of people who are FTM don't have a ton of bottom dysphoria. Just a lot of people I've heard say that it's really the top dysphoria and they're okay with the downstairs, but I was never really like that. I I've had a lot of bottom dysphoria, especially since starting testosterone, and it was, I think it was inevitable that it was going to become a pretty big deal, which it has recently. I've been really, really bottom dysphoric, and I will definitely need to get bottom surgery at some point. And I originally figured that I would be more likely to get metoidioplasty than phalloplasty, but I've really changed my mind about that a lot recently. I think metoidioplasty, for a lot of reasons, seems to be the more common thing that people. I mean, I don't have any basis necessarily factually for saying this, but just when I've heard guys talk about bottom surgery, for the most part, I've heard them say that they want to get metoidioplasty rather than phalloplasty. And, there are a lot of reasons for that. First off, just the factor of money, because phalloplasty is so expensive. And also, there are a lot more risks with phalloplasty, a lot of things that you kind of have to give up in order to get the results of phalloplasty. So I figured hopefully metoidioplasty would be enough. I could get that, and I would feel comfortable with that. But I've been thinking a lot about what my priorities are with bottom surgery, and I think that phalloplasty would be better for me because I it just I really what I want out of bottom surgery is for things downstairs to look as much like most other guys as possible. And the risks of phalloplasty, I think, are risks that I'm willing to take for that because that is so important to me. And the appearance is more important than function to me, I think, which a lot of people, it's the other way around. Um, but appearance is really a big deal for me. I guess I wouldn't want to get phalloplasty right now, even if I had the money. I would rather wait until things improve. And I don't mean that in a negative way towards anyone who has gotten phalloplasty at this point. I just don't want anyone to take that the wrong way. I think that, as far as how good your results are, it's completely a personal thing. And so when I talk about the aesthetics not being good enough for me, that's just for my own dysphoria. Because I tend to be a very detail-oriented person, and so there are a couple of specific, smaller details about the way that phalloplasty looks right now that I don't think would be enough to get rid of all of my bottom dysphoria. And I think that if I got phalloplasty the way it is right now, I would certainly be much less dysphoric, but I would still be dysphoric about it. So I'm hoping that over time, in the many years that it takes me to get enough money for bottom surgery, that those things will change, and that I'll be able to, get things exactly the way that I would imagine them to be. So, yeah, it's a long, long ways away, but I definitely think that I'm going to be, you know, looking towards getting phalloplasty in the future. So, yeah, I guess I just wanted to put that out there, mostly because a lot of times I hear in the phalloplasty, metoidioplasty debate, people talking about how metoidioplasty is better or whatever because of certain loss of function with sometimes with phalloplasty, or because phalloplasty doesn't necessarily look exactly like one might imagine it should look. And I think it's all about what concerns you most and what matters most to you in what you're looking for out of bottom surgery. So yeah, if you are considering bottom surgery at some point in the future, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, whether you think metoidioplasty or phalloplasty would be better for you, or I know some people just are really dissatisfied with either option, and neither of them really seem right, and some people just don't feel like they need bottom surgery, or that they're happier with the way things are now than with how they would be with either of those options. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and that's about it. So peace out.